Tom, our next question is from Anthony. He is following up on an experience that he had at one of your immersives. If you remember my last experience ending with a floating black cube, I've gone back in and tried to talk to the cube. I would touch it, but the walls were as high as I could see. When I finally passed through the cube, I was presented with a wooden door. It opened, then I was out. When I went back in a day later, I met two females, one white and one olive color skin. They had flowing dresses, but no feet. One had a flyer in her hand, and the other had something that looked like a teacup. The olive fling colored female started talking to me real close up to my face, so close that all I saw was mouth and teeth. She was going on and on, but I told her that I could not hear what she was saying. Finally, she shrugged her shoulders and blew me a kiss and waved goodbye. That evening, her face seemed to follow me around. Now I could hear her call my name, Anthony, Anthony, without the H, so Antony. Drove me crazy all day long. She seems to be just under the surface. She comes through very easy. How would you analyze this?
Well, sounds like she's got his attention. That's probably all there is to it. That's not as wild as a precognitive experience. You're not seeing the future. I think that's a bigger thing, but it definitely got his attention. And for the same reason that I discussed last time, it's because he's obviously ready to learn and grow, and he's having an experience. And he should probably follow up with that experience. Get to know this girl. Meet her someplace, in his mind, of course. Meet her someplace. Go back to the cube, see if she's still there. If not, sit down on a park bench and wait for her to sit down beside you. Whatever. I mean, sit down on a park bench in your mind, not necessarily a physical park bench. And just let your mind open. Now that you know what she looks like, feels like, maybe even smells like, then you can just call that back. You just put all those things in your mind to where you're back there and she's there next to you. And then just see what happens. Let the larger consciousness system send you a data stream, give you choices. Pay attention to your choices. They're very important. What are your choices? So you could have said, not only I can't hear you, but you may have said, step back so I can see you. You're closer. You're so close that I can't really understand you. And something like that. There's lots of things you could have done that you didn't do. You had other choices. There's things you could have said or questions you could have asked that you didn't say and didn't ask. Well, think about what comes to you as the things you should ask or should say, or what you should do with it. Your intuition will maybe give you some help there. If not, just make something up and decide what you're going to do next time you see her. Then you go out into your mind, go to Tom's Park if you like, sit down on a bench there, and she will probably show up. Or you'll see her just a little bit away, feeding the ducks or something else. You can go meet her again. So, In other words, play with it. You've got this intro. The system's obviously working with you. So play the game. You're in a single player game called Girl with Olive Skin. And okay, it's up to you to see how this game comes out. See what's with it. Now, it may go nowhere, which means it was just to get your attention. That things like that can happen. But more likely, it does go somewhere. And you'll have to ask the right question to find out where it goes. So play with it. Have fun. Don't be so terribly serious about it. Have fun with it. Think it's kind of a fun game to play. It didn't cost you a thing. You didn't have to buy it in the game store. It's free, and it all takes place in your mind, not in a computer. But it actually does take place in a computer, just at a much higher level.
Yeah.
In consciousness, it's all in a computer, just the same, or something that approximates a computer. So play with it. It'd be my advice. See where it takes you.
Well, that's good advice. I think oftentimes people starting off with exploring consciousness see faces and they see them up close. And that seems to be, like you said, an attention getting device.
Hmm.
And they don't know what to do with that. And following it up and engaging and asking questions is probably the best thing to do with that. This is then he was worried about not being able to hear her. So then all he would do after that was hear her call his name. So he didn't follow through on that either, it seems. So she comes through very easily, and maybe the question is, or maybe the next step is to, as you say, engage, ask questions.
Hmm.
And that's what
Connect.
is
Yeah,
trying,
be
connecting.
part of the story. Yeah, play your
Yeah,
role.
yeah. So I think that's really
Yeah,
great advice.
yeah.
And
Well,
thanks for your
next time you
question.
see her, show up in a set of shining armor with a big white horse standing next to you, and take off your helmet, bow, and tell her, "Milady, at your service." You know, be creative, make connections. You can
Yeah,
you can use your own creativity to see where the story goes, and the conscious system can pick it up and play any storyline you start. So have fun.
that's really a good one, Tom. Thank you very much. And thanks for your question, Anthony. Would you like to see a better world? Get a better perspective. Balance your intellect with intuition and explore your true nature with the Exploring Consciousness and Everything Paranormal program with Thomas Campbell. In this program, you will have the benefit of Tom's vast experience and learn to access point consciousness, communicate with the larger consciousness system, remote view, use your natural ability to heal with intent, and explore reality in the out-of-body state. His famous binaural beats are included. Details are in the description below. Thank you.
I and MBT Events hope you like this video. If you do, then you should consider being a Patreon member, because Patreon members get early access to our special content. You will also be able to get your questions answered by me in special Q&A sessions, and most importantly, your contribution as a patron member will enable us to produce the content that you're looking for. So thank you.